Hello, Hawkeye fans. Time to light up the cup. That's a win for the Hawkeyes. Few things today. Let's start off with thanking the seniors today. Hell of a career at Iowa. Without you, we can't. The Hawkeye team can't do what you do. Your leadership, everything you do for this. I mean, you guys come in as 2 stars, 3 stars, whatever, and you come out as NFL prospects, as the ones that lead the next generation of Hawkeye football to that next level. You show them what it is to be a Hawkeye, how to be a Hawkeye, how to handle yourself. So, cheers to you. Couple things today. Matt Hankins and Kerner out today. A big hit to the defense, in my opinion. I think the defense did a great job without those guys. Hankins is a senior. I think pretty sure Kerner's a senior. Tough day not being able to play your last game at Kinnick. But we all know that your guys are going to have good NFL careers and that you're always welcome home. As somebody who's graduated from the University of Iowa, I know how much of a privilege it is to graduate from the University of Iowa. It ain't no street walk. I know what it takes. You know what it takes to graduate. It's tough. You got to put into work. Just like you guys do in the football field, you guys got to do it doubly. You guys got to do it in the classroom as well. So congratulations. Thanks for giving us everything that you have. Let's get into the game. Iowa wins the game. They win by 10. They do a great job. I mean, they did a great job. I got 33-23. Not how we all thought the game would start. So let's start with the most obvious. Let's start on special teams. Special teams did, for the most part, a good job. Take away the first quarter where they had that muffed snap right through your legs, man. Oh, that's hurtful. But Iowa seemed to overcome that. They even limited that. The defense only gave up 3 points on that. I mean, that could have been a lot worse. That could have hurt momentum tremendously, and the defense came up strong on that. They took that as a win, and they kept rolling with that, which was excellent. Excellent. So, cheers to the defense. If you look at special teams as a whole today, Charlie Jones. Charlie Jones is a senior. There is a possibility he could come back next year. I think he does. I think he'd be smart to come back next year just because I don't see him playing Sundays right now. Not saying that he couldn't. I mean, I don't know. Like I said, I'm the Hawkeye homer. They have the just because I don't see him Sundays doesn't mean he can't play Sundays. I mean, I'm your favorite armchair quarterback and armchair coach. What the fuck? I know. With that being said, Charlie Jones, drink of the game. At least on special teams. That was hell of a job. Set the Iowa record for 100 yards for a return. The turning point of the game. If you were on your ass and you weren't off your ass when he started running down that sideline and hoping for no flags, there's something wrong with you, man. They're just fucking A, man. That was awesome. Had me hyped the whole game. Just great. Great job, Charlie Jones. Hawkeye fans everywhere should have been jumping off their seats. That was great. Just great. Everything else on special teams, I mean, Taylor had his game. Outside the mud pump, he had a great game. What about Caleb Shudak? Kicking field goals galore. I think he had 5 for the day. He missed that 56-yarder. Couple arguments you can make there. The snap wasn't that great, but by the time he got there, the snap was okay. Kind of wishy-washy. I don't know. I've attempted a field goal in practice one time, and it was fucking awful. I mean, granted, that was like 16 years ago, but who gives a shit? That was great. So, another special teams drink, Charlie Jones and Caleb Shudik. By the way, Caleb is another senior. Kind of sad to see him go. He has been phenomenal, at least the last 2 years. Even with Keith Duncan there, he's done a great job. Even Keith Duncan on Twitter today had a shout out to Caleb Shudik. He didn't have to, but that's the way Iowa is. Iowa is a family. When you go out there, they hold hands as brothers, they swarm, whatever. That is a family, and family is all that matters on the Iowa football team. Every one of them people has their six, their back, no matter what. That's what you got to love about Iowa football. And Ferentz does a good job of setting, Kirk Ferentz, by the way, does a great job of setting the tone, saying we are a family, we have each other's back through thick and thin. And these guys carry that from the time they are freshmen coming in till they're seniors. When they're seniors getting out of here, they do a great job of having each other's back. It's ingrained in them. In fact, I think they go out and actively look for guys that are team players, because the only way you can play Iowa football is for your team player. Point blank. Let's move on to the offense. Offense, first quarter, not great. First part of the first quarter, not very good. I would say it was very pedestrian. They had some plays where they were like, oh, I like that. Like, I like that pitch out to Tyler Goodson with that fake Tapata bomb. That was awesome. I wish I could see that all day. All day. They did a great job with that. So, good job for that, but they eventually stalled. They didn't get anything out of it, but it was a good start. Like I said, Charlie Jones kind of set the tone, turned the game a little bit. They scored 17 unanswered after that. Charlie Jones set the tone there. The offense was very pedestrian. Some things that I saw throughout the game, Arlen Bruce had that tough run. Had that tough run in the beginning of the second quarter. Did a great job. Arlen Bruce today, awesome job. They went with Alex Padilla today instead of Petrus. I think every Hawkeye fan can agree that Padilla should be starting. Just a few concerns with Padilla today, and then some of it's not even his fault. There was at least 5 drops I counted. There could be more that were very catchable balls. You're not helping your quarterback. And it happened at the most inopportune time, if you didn't realize that. Always on third down when they dropped the ball. Reganey had one. Keegan Johnson had one. Leachy had one. Sam Laporta had a kind of a tough one that hit him, he got hit as the ball was coming. That's tough to catch. Still hits you in the hands. You're supposed to catch it. Not fucking worried about that. He kind of had a pedestrian game as well. Laporta, I think I don't even know if he had a catch. I don't think he did. So, very pedestrian. You look at Padilla's numbers, I think he was held under 100 yards today, but he had some big throws. He had that big throw to Arlen Bruce, and then he had that 12-yard gain to Keegan Johnson at the beginning of the game. Probably the highlights of his day. He didn't have anything great. He did have a couple runs. I think when he had that naked bootleg and he ran, he could have thrown that ball. I think Laporta was open right in front of him. He did have that one INT in the fourth quarter, I believe. And that pass should have never been thrown to Keegan Johnson. That was a forced throw there. I'm going to go with something that was very forced, so to speak. Tyler Goodson today did a great job. The line has tons of respect going into the game, or coming out of this game today, not going into the game, come out of the game. The line beginning of the year, very subject, not very good. They gave up a lot of sacks. They gave up a lot of gave up a lot of everything. They got pushed around. Today did not seem that way. Today they seem more themselves. It seemed like more like Iowa football. Linderbaum did his thing. Kobe, the true freshman, did a great job today. Schnott, that's probably the best game I've seen of Schott play for a while. I mean, we're talking about last year. It was the last time I seen Schott play that well. The young, and I can't remember the other tackle on the other side, but they did a pretty good job today. That's probably the best I've seen them. I don't know if that's the way the scheme was or what, or Padilla hid some of those. Could be. I don't know. But that was the best the Iowa line has played all year, hands down. So good job, Iowa offensive line. Play calling today on the offensive side, not questionable, like always. Wisconsin and Purdue, I thought Brian Ferentz had a subject play calling. It was very subject, not very good. So I think this game was coming into the last game was okay, a little better. They had that 72-yard pass that was on Padilla. I think Padilla and Charlie Jones. Charlie Jones and Padilla were clicking last game. This game, not so much. It looked like it was the Arlen Bruce show, so to speak, offensively with the pass catching. I know Reganey had a big third down catch, and then he missed one right after that. So the offensive play calling subject. Well, let's go back to, I want to say it was the end of the half, first half, going into the third quarter, and they ran the ball 3 times. They just intercepted the ball, and they ran the ball 3 times, and then they make Shudak kick this 56-yarder. I mean, come on, guys. It's not – if it was me calling the plays, and I'm not calling the plays, but if it was me, I'm taking a shot down the field. I'm taking the shot down the field strictly because we have the freaking momentum. Let's not kill it by running the ball for nothing. I mean, Goodson's been having a good game all year. I will give you that. Iowa's been shoving that line, but you have the opportunity. You have the momentum on your side. Throw that shit deep. Take a shot. You got Keegan Johnson, Arlen Bruce, Charlie Jones. Those guys can all go vertical. Every last one. They're all capable. They've all shown they're capable of catching the ball downfield. Take a shot. To me, it seemed like we were playing not to lose at that point, not to go into halftime down. Who gives a shit? You intercept the ball, you keep that momentum, and you fucking throw that pigskin. All day. Not even a question. So at that point, we go into halftime. We're down 17-13, come out of halftime. And again, play calling subject, running the ball, playing not to lose again. That's on Brian Ferentz. He made this will always set, with me, it's always going to irk me a little bit. He said earlier in the year, probably around Wisconsin, Purdue, whenever we lost, he said, it's not like Tech and Mobile when you can just push reset. Okay, dude, you're aging yourself. Obviously, you got to get out of Tech Mobile. 8 fucking plays is all you get in Tech Mobile or something like that. Play Madden where you have multiple plays and multiple formations. As a matter of fact, I'd almost pay Brian Ferentz to play Madden so he can understand that there's more than the fucking I formation and the fake fucking naked bootleg. I love the naked bootleg, but fuck, we got to get away from that shit. We do. Brian Ferentz needs to graduate to Madden. I know he has kids. Shit, I bet you they play Madden. So, anyway, when it comes to drinks of the game, let's take a drink to the Iowa O-line. And Tyler Goodson, I believe he got over 100 yards today. He didn't get in the end zone, but guess what? He found some holes. He made some big plays. He made a big play on third down to get a first down. He's been having getting some tough yards. Long time coming. Drink of the game. He good. Most obvious drink of the game outside of Charlie Jones got to be Arlen Bruce. Arlen Bruce shown today that he is a very tough and he does a great job. He is very good at what he did. Padilla faked everybody and pretended he was gonna hand the ball to Goodson, gave it to Arlen Bruce, scored a touchdown. Drink, Arlen Bruce. So we talked about the offense and how they need to improve. A lot of it comes to play calling. A lot of it comes to missed drops in the wide receivers. You got to tighten that stuff up. All that stuff can all be tightened up. I know we had the interception by Padilla. Padilla was held under 100 yards today. Tell you the truth, I was watching a mobile version of Spencer Petras. Petras also had a lot of drops when he was playing, and I know I've been criticized for Spencer Petras being under the gun and everything. Spencer Petras, I have a lot of respect for Spencer. So does his teammates. So today, I'm going to go on the record. I think Padilla should still start next game versus Nebraska. Point blank. I think Padilla is the right guy for the job. He hides a lot of things. He hides a lot of what's going on. So I think that going forward, it should be Alex Padilla. 90-mile-an-hour fastballs, though. Talk to your boy Spencer, Mr. Alex Padilla. He's going to tell you that's not going to work. Little lighter, little sooner. Open the offense up a ton. So let's keep going with that. Let's go to defense. Outside of the first drive of the game, could you ask for a better defensive game from the Hawkeyes? I don't think you can. 4 for 16, third down efficiency Illinois was today. That's on the defense. They couldn't run the ball very well. I mean, they ran the ball. They ran the ball, but they weren't that great about it. Outside of the first drive, Iowa was all over Illinois. Even when it comes to passing, Peters did not seem very, I want to say, he wasn't very confident. He wasn't very into himself, so to speak. Peters has done better. He's done better against Purdue. He's done better against Minnesota. Illinois is not a pushover team. Their record is definitely worse than what they've shown. So I would say Iowa's defense was right on point today. Dean Belton had that interception in the second quarter. That kind of flipped the field for Iowa. Dean Belton did a good job. Iowa's defense seemed to hurry the quarterback a lot today. They got to the quarterback. They didn't have very many sacks. I count 2. I could be wrong on that. It could be 3 or 4. I'm not sure, but there's 2 that stick out in my mind right now. I think the best thing for the Hawkeyes today on defense was how they adjusted after that first drive. That first drive, every Hawkeye fan was thinking, fuck, here we go again. This is not good. So a real credit to Phil Parker making adjustments. The defense for sticking to who they were. They played that Tampa 2. They played that cover 6. Suffocating defense. They had that end around, was the third quarter, and Van Valkenburg, Riley Moss, and I believe Benson was on that side, and they did not give up outside containment. They stopped it at 3 yards. That is very, not only respectable, but very good. So congratulations on that defense. They did a hell of a job. And that defensive line has been holding their own all year. Joe Evans, Noah Shannon, Evans, Van Valkenburg, Wagner. I mean, they've all done – that's a rotating spot in that line, and they've all done a great job. They haven't really been overpowered. Minnesota's the only game I can think of where they really got their ass kicked. And you can argue in the Minnesota game that those guys have been playing for 6-7 years. I mean, those guys are fucking huge, and they pushed Iowa around and just dick slapped them all over the fucking place. Iowa really rebounded today. They got in the face to people. They did a great job. So the defensive line question coming into the season has really come into its own. Done a great job. Congratulations, defensive line. When you look at the defense today, there's a few people you want to look at. You know, Van Valkenburg, senior, doing a great job all day. We're going to give you a drink of the game. Another drink of the game, Jack Campbell. Pick 6, baby. And he thought about it. He looked around, he thought, ooh, do I take a knee? Oh, what does Kirk Ferentz want me to do? And that son of a bitch said, fuck Ferentz, I'm going for the touchdown. And he got it. He got his pick 6. You know what? Amen, brother. That was beautiful. They needed it. Drink of the game. Defense, Jack Campbell. Dane Belton today. Great coverage. Basically all day. He almost had a second interception. The good thing the Illinois wide receiver decided to play defense at that time because I'm pretty sure Dane would have had another interception. Defensive drink of the game, Dane Belton. Defense today, Phil Parker called another great game. How can you not love Phil Parker? How does he not win the Assistant of the Year award, whatever the fuck that is? I know he was nominated for the son of a bitch, but Jesus. That guy is phenomenal. Iowa is lucky to have him. We're lucky that he doesn't want to be a head coach anywhere because that son of a bitch would be a head coach anywhere, and I guarantee that fucker would be great. He is Mr. Consistency for Iowa ever since the backlash happened with our strength and conditioning coach. I will not name his name. I know that there's a lot of people that have hurt feelings about that. But Phil Parker's always been there. He's been the D-backs coach. Norm retires, no relation. Norm Parker to Phil Parker retires, and Phil takes over. Phil takes over, has an okay season, and then just takes off. His D-backs always have done good. King, Jackson, Micah Hyde. I mean, these are guys that are doing good. Hyde is probably the cream of the crop when it comes to NFL tip. Excuse me. He's a Bill that I'm a Dolphins fan, so just so you guys know, I'm a Dolphins fan, and Micah Hyde's a Bill. Play each other 2 times a year, and Micah Hyde just fucking harasses the shit out of the fucking Dolphins. Just, it's bittersweet because I love Micah Hyde because he's a Hawkeye, but God, he just takes that needle and pricks me right in the fucking dick every time he plays the goddamn Dolphins. He finds a way to fucking wreck them. So, anyway, great job, Phil Parker today, making the adjustments. His defense did a good job holding the line. You know, they had a touchdown at the end. That was a prevent defense. Cannot hold them accountable for that. I don't. That's just a bullshit fucking TD anyway. The game was out of hand. They weren't going to score anymore. Then they tried that onside fucking kick, and, you know, Iowa would have been better off not touching the fucking shit and letting Illinois flag it, bullshit, whatever. But we recovered it, so no harm, no foul. To wrap this all up, Iowa wins. And as of right now, let's check the score on the game there. Let me get my phone up here. Let's see here. Last time I checked, Wisconsin. Right now it's 28-21 in the fourth quarter, 7:45 to go. Wisconsin, Nebraska. Nebraska has the ball. Let's hope Nebraska scores. Let's hope Nebraska stops Wisconsin and wins the game. Iowa still has a chance. Iowa has a chance in the Big Ten West. Let's keep it that way. Well, they're going to keep that way anyway, I guess. But let's hope that Iowa controls their own destiny going into Nebraska next week. Nebraska, am I worried about them? Come on, I'm the Hawkeye homer. Fuck no, I'm not worried about them. We're going to beat the fucking shit out of them. On the flip side, I don't trust Minnesota to beat Wisconsin. It's a rivalry game. They're playing for the Axe, I believe, Paul Bunyan's Axe. Chris is a great coach. Mr. Row your fucking boat, PJ Fleck. I don't like him. I can only hope that if Nebraska loses today, that that Minnesota beats Wisconsin. And an update looks like Nebraska scored a touchdown, 28-28. I'm going to puke here in a second because I'm going to say something right now. Go Big Red! Hold on. Just kidding. Let's hope Nebraska pulls this one out, helps Iowa. As Nebraska's mega fan celebrity, Larry the Cable Guy. God, I can't say shit. Get her done. Help the Hawkeyes. Let's go into next week controlling our own destiny because I know, with the exception of Keith Duncan not able to blow kisses, I'll blow kisses to the Nebraska sideline. Fuck them bitches. They win today. I am going to be ecstatic because I know Iowa's going to whoop their fucking ass. Their defense is just too good for Mr. Martinez. And I will say right now, Nebraska's offense, Nebraska's team is better than their record. That's for damn sure. We should not hold them to a discount because of their fucking record. But I'm telling you right now, I'm predicting an Iowa win. Imagine that. We're going to be lighting it up again with the cup. The cup lights up for you guys that can't see it. But we'll be lighting it up again next week. I'm predicting an Iowa win next week. I'm going big here. I better write this down because I'll fucking forget. I've been drinking all day. I'm going to call it right now. 35-21 Iowa next week in Lincoln. We take the Heroes Trophy home again. It's one of those, we'll show you, but you ain't getting it. So, good win today, Iowa. Control our own destiny, hopefully. Cross your fingers. And let's keep doing what we're doing. Again, thank you all the seniors. Your time at Iowa has really helped everybody when it comes to the top to the bottom, to your underclassmen all the way down to the fans. We love you guys. And without you, success at Iowa is not possible. So, thank you, seniors. Great win today. And to close it out, we're going to chug it all down. I know it ain't a lot, but this one's for you, seniors. Thank you, seniors. We'll see you next week, guys. On Iowa, go Hawks.